getting your nails done all the time or just getting them done, period. I used to love getting my nails done until I realized I can actually live with just the nails that I have on my fingers, the ones I was born with. Getting your nails done at a salon or even doing them at home, you don't need to add color. You don't need to add length. You don't really need your nails to look beautiful. I know it makes people feel great, and that's okay too. If you like it, then go for it. Life is short. But for me personally, I think it's one thing that you can live without, especially if you're trying to save money, you know, if you're on a tight budget, or even if you're not on a budget and you just want to save for a vacation. If you cut out your nail expenses each month, you will be amazed on how much money you save. Not just with getting your nails done, but like, you know, the extra costs with going there. You're spending gas money. You're giving them tips. That bill can rank up very, very fast. It took me a long time to realize that I don't need my nails done. I was the girl that had 100 nail polishes at home. I was the girl that used to go to the salon and spend $50 to $65 to get the Chanel logo on my, I don't know what finger this is, but this finger right here, back in the day, it was cool to get these two fingers different. So with those little designs and different nail color polishes on each finger, everything is an additional cost. And it's just not worth the money. To me, it's not worth the money. I prefer my plain nails. All I use is a nail clipper and my glass nail filer that's gonna last me years and years and years. So I just think that getting your nails done is unnecessary. I know some people are gonna come for me with this one, but you technically don't need polish on your nails. You technically do not need to add length. I could see if you want to get a manicure or a pedicure if you have ingrown nails. Not to get off topic, but if you do need a professional to help you with cleaning up your nails, then that's fine. But I just don't think the paint and the glossiness and then adding like length, I just don't think it's necessary. Also the designs. The designs is what will kill your budget, because that's what killed mine back in the day. Anything that has a fashion logo. I've talked about this in the past. I know I'm repeating myself in some videos lately. We have new viewers. It's unlikely that the new viewers will go back to my old videos, so I just want to, you know, repeat this one last time. My old viewers, you guys know how I feel when it comes to logos on clothes. Oh, it irks me because, you know, once when you break down that, for example, you're buying this Louis Vuitton bag for $2,000. You just pay Louis Vuitton $2,000. You go walk out the store, the next day you're wearing that bag every and anywhere. You're also advertising Louis Vuitton to everybody for free. So you're advertising for Louis Vuitton even though you're not working for them. And they're not paying you, you're paying them. It's a mind-blown situation, for me at least. I used to wear Adidas, I used to wear Nike, I used to wear it all. I used to buy fake bags like Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors. I used to buy all of those bags fake because I couldn't afford the real thing. And even the fake ones were expensive. They were like $40 to $50 to $60. It just was not worth me going out of my way to purchase something just to look cool or for a status for others to see, you know, like, oh, well, I have his bag, so that means I'm doing good. For me, I stopped caring what others think. That also helps when it comes to not wearing logos. I haven't worn a name brand item in a very, very long time. I honestly lost track. I think it's been over 6 years that I haven't worn a logo on any of my clothing items. So wearing fashionable logos on your clothes is something you can live without. There are plain t-shirts. There are same t-shirts and jeans and bags that have the same material as those other items that you were buying, but the best thing is that it doesn't have the logo. So if you're a small business owner, why not promote yourself? Or if you have family members that are small business owners and you want to help them, you know, promote their business, promote them instead of promoting Nike and Adidas and all those other brands that could care less if we buy their stuff or not. And I doubt that they would pay us to even wear their stuff. Like, the people that they pay are athletes, celebrities, and those people are already making a ton of money. And I know it's impossible and wasteful to switch all your clothes now, but once when something rips, replace it with something that doesn't have a logo on it. So don't get rid of all your stuff right now. I mean, if you have the money, then do it, but because I think that's also more wasteful. But just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind for, you know, when you need new clothes. Don't go for the trendy logos. Go the other route where you can promote something that you believe in. Duvet comforters are a freaking nightmare, and I think we all can live without them. I know they're comfortable. I know they have that hotel vibe, but hear me out, you guys. I used to work in a nursing home, okay, for 8 years, and every complaint I ever heard from the housekeepers was about the duvet comforters and how it would take them more than an hour to get them on the bed, nice and neatly, obviously, like, you don't just throw them on. They're such a pain to wash. They're a pain to fold. They're a pain to put on the bed. They're expensive, very, very expensive. And for me, you guys, I believe that there's other comforters out there that are just as good. They're not overly priced and they're not a headache to wash or to dry or to make the bed with. If you guys go back to my old videos, I've had the same white comforter, I would say like 4 or 5 years now. It's not a duvet, it's just a regular comforter from Target. It was 30 bucks and it has been doing the job for all these years. It doesn't give me a headache, it was cheap to buy, and it is still very, very comfortable. So just be careful when you're watching other influencers. I know they promote the heck out of the duvet comforters in their vlogs. Trust me, I see it all the time. I just don't think they're worth the money. I think we all can live without a duvet comforter. I know I'm gonna get hate for this one too, but I'm not speaking of like jewelry that's sentimental, because I have two. I have 2 pieces of jewelry that are very sentimental. I have, the first thing I have that's real. I don't have many real pieces. I used to spend my money on fake jewelry more than real. First real piece I have is this Portuguese gold little charms. I've had that since I was a baby, so it is very sentimental. I think eventually I'll just pass it down to my kids. I don't know if it's worth money. That's why I've actually been keeping it. If it's worth money, then it'll be great for them. So the other piece I have are Monstera earrings, and I only wear those on occasions like birthdays, holidays, here and there, because I personally don't really like wearing jewelry anymore. I do like the sentimental pieces, but I don't like to wear them all the time, because I feel like when I was wearing jewelry all the time, it kind of lost its value to me, like personal value. It was just like a fashion trend, a status. So my Monstera earrings were from my boyfriend on my 29th birthday or 28th birthday. One of those birthdays he bought me those, and that's my first ever real pair of gold earrings. And I know gold goes up and down, so it is something to keep. But when it comes to us wearing a ton of jewelry, I used to go to work with rings, a bunch of rings, like thumb rings. I used to have the big thumb rings. I used to buy all my jewelry from Kohl's. They used to have like sterling silver selection or gold plated, and all of that jewelry rusted, and the ones that didn't rust, they ended up breaking in half. So I wasted a ton of money, and then I soon realized like you don't really necessarily like need jewelry. Every time I go to the doctor's office, every time I fly, like if we go on vacation, I have to take my jewelry off, and it's such a pain. It's like, what's the point of me having it on, honestly? So I think right now I'm sounding more of like it's a personal issue, but if you sit down and think, like, why do you wear the pieces that you wear? Is it for sentimental reasons, or is it more for a fashion statement? So that's kind of what got me to not spend money on jewelry anymore, unless I have a purpose to. Like, unless it's for sentimental reasons, it's gonna go up in value. So it's just like buying a piece of art. If that's gonna go up in value and you can pass that down, so it's like generational wealth, I think that's how they call it. So certain jewelry can be passed down and be worth money, which is great. But if it's the fashionable stuff, you know, from Dollar Tree or from cheap places, it's just gonna end up in the trash, and it's just not worth having. Again, most of you guys know my story with this. I used to be a makeup hoarder. I wish I had pictures. Every time I talk about this on my channel, and trust me, I've talked about it more than 100 times, but this is what jump-started my minimalist journey. And I was a huge makeup hoarder. I loved makeup. I was in that, you know, YouTube beauty guru era back in like early 2010. I used to buy everything that they mentioned, drugstore version, because I could never afford MAC or Sephora. So when I used to buy makeup, I used to just put it in these little drawers and never go back to it. I just keep collecting and collecting. And before I knew it, I had such a huge makeup collection that more than half of the makeup I collected over the years was all expired, and it smelled like fish or just had that nasty smell to it. And if I wore it, my eyes would hurt, I would break out so bad. I just think having a huge makeup collection nowadays is like a thing of the past. I think a lot of us are really learning that having a small collection that works, and then once when something runs out, we can go buy that item. So we definitely can live without a huge makeup collection, a huge brush collection. I used to have like the cups on my desk back when I was like 19 and 20. The cups with like the beads in it. The ones that they used to have at Sephora, and then I just went to Michael's and made it myself. So I had like about, I want to say like 4 cups filled with makeup brushes that I never used. I always only used like 3 brushes out of the 100 I had. It's pretty embarrassing, not even just bad, but it's pretty embarrassing talking about it. If there were no lessons back then for me, I would have never learned. I wouldn't be here right now making these videos. So can't dwell in the past. Gotta keep moving on. So if you do still have a huge makeup collection, at the end of this video, go through all of your makeup. Look at the expiration dates, because when they don't necessarily have a particular date, but when you open up a mascara, I believe it's only good for 6 months or 12 months. So when those months are up, get rid of it. Trust me, there's so much bacteria that gets hoarded into these makeup items that we use daily. So it's not even to the point of like being a minimalist. You just have to be careful with what you're putting on your face and your body. You want to make sure it's not expired, because that can do more harm than good. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below, what is the one thing that you can live without? Or what's the one thing that you got rid of that changed your life and your outlook on purchasing that item ever again?